Bulldog Nation, you are now going to witness, watch, and listen to the best podcast in the league. Get set for a wild ride with From the Hill Podcast, featuring Wayne Cartwright, Damian Green, Tanarius Gooden, David Thomas, Jennifer Murray, and Corey Williams. Don't miss out. Subscribe now to From the Hill Podcast. It's time to turn up the excitement and make some noise.
What up, man? You good?
Big face.
Yeah, man. You know what, man? You gotta forgive me because remember I did my show last night on the ride. I still had them settings up like it was just me. But anyway, we got it, man. We got it right. We got it rocking and rolling.
All good.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Miss Glenn?
What's up, Miss Glenn?
Good to see you. Hey, good to see everybody out there, man, on this fine Tuesday night here in February. Man, it's cold everywhere. Even down in the South, it's going to be cold. Man, I'm coming down to Alabama. I'm bringing that cold weather with me from Ohio. Can you believe it?
They're going to be mad at you.
Nah, they'll get over it, man. They used to it. They used to it. They used to it. What's up, Michael Pinckney? Good to see you, my brother. You know, man, this has just been a really, really cool time, man. A lot of stuff been going on. You know, we love to focus on a lot of the positive things that are going out here. We know a lot of stuff's been going down in America, but you know, man, you know, we just gonna keep rolling. We gonna do what we do. A&M business all the time. Y'all know what to do. You know, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you follow us on all of our social media handles, and also make sure you hit that like button, man, all the time. Hit that like button. And as you can see across the bottom of the screen, it is a very loaded sports schedule. You got both basketball teams, you got baseball, you got softball, you got bowling, you got track and field. And guess what, man? Even golf made it on here this week.
Man, some of that's hard to keep up with because so much going on with the all the sports, but it's good to see them all competing.
That's it, man. That's it. And then, you know, pretty soon you're gonna have spring football coming. So, you know, you got a lot of things going on, man. So let's get into the housekeeping this evening. So here's the first one. Dave, go ahead with this one, man.
Yeah, I wanted to show this tonight because I thought it was, you know, something great. But for the longest, we've been talking about how the marketing for the university has been night and day, right, compared to what we've seen in the past. And it was just released, I believe, yesterday that Alabama A&M, and this is the first time entering this competition, but they participated in the international competition for marketing and communication professionals, and this is the Marcom Awards. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And they took away 4 awards, as you guys see here on the screen. So we took away the Platinum Award for a social media marketing campaign for the Freedom Series. I'm pretty sure if you guys follow the university pages, you guys have seen that it was with the D9 organizations. Then we got the Gold Award for Education Institution Publication. What's that say? I wrote it for the year 2024 President's Report. The Gold Award Magazine Photography for the 2024 President's Report. Then the honorable mention, something that we all brag about, which is the big billboard in Birmingham, the Birmingham Sky Sign billboard. So I was extremely excited to see that because, you know, the marketing and the branding of the university has been one of the top priorities, right? Priorities so we can get more partnerships, sponsorships, getting more students to the university. And so the university don't just, you know, do their marketing locally. Anytime there's some type of performance, I use the band, for example, right? So the band just participated in the Honda Battle of Bands, right? And they had a billboard, you know, out there down the street from where they were performing. When the band went to New York, there was a billboard there, and we see billboards in different states, and we see bus ads, going across as well. So I just wanted to, shout out the university for this, recognition. And there were over 7,000 entries for these different categories. And again, this was the first time the university submitted their entries for this award. So kudos to them for bringing home 4 awards.
Yeah, and apologies. We were missing an L there. International.
Oh, yeah, international. That's probably why I couldn't read it correctly. Missed the letter.
It's all good. We got it, man. We got it. But yeah, shout out to everybody, man, for doing big things, man. This is A&M doing some fine work. So we love that, man. We always celebrate this stuff.
That's
and also
Jamal Ali and his team.
Yep. And also we celebrate Coach Sweet Lou, man. Got that first collegiate win, brother. They beat
first win.
Yeah, they came back and they beat Grambling down there in Houston. So they got on the board, and as you can see on the bottom of the screen, they're now headed to Vero Beach, Florida for that Andre Dawson Classic. So yeah, and, man, good stuff.
Grambling was one of the teams they were targeting when we had Trey Rutledge on a couple of weeks ago. I forgot who asked him, but asked him like what games you guys got circled on the calendar, and he wanted to get back at Jackson and Grambling for sure. We lost to Jackson, but we did beat Grambling, so I was really excited they got their first win off of Grambling.
Yeah, and they're gonna play Grambling again on Saturday down there in Florida, so that's pretty dope. And then also just here with basketball, they're coming down the stretch. As you can see, the men, they pulled off victory last night down there in Pine Bluff. So they ended up sweeping the weekend, and they clinched their spot in Atlanta in the process. So good for them to make it to at least the SWAC tournament. Now, the biggest thing now is just going ahead on and finishing through the rest of the slate. And it is a very arduous slate at that. Bethune-Cookman comes there on Saturday, followed by FAMU. And then you see as it goes down. All right. So tough games, can't afford to relax. And then for the women, I'm looking forward to being at this game on Thursday night, the senior night, and also the pink out, play for K. So those of you that watch a lot of women's college basketball like I do, you've been seeing the celebration for the late, great former North Carolina State basketball coach Kay Yao. Before she passed away from breast cancer, she established a drive to raise money for to beat cancer. So kind of like what Dick Vitale has done, raising money for the Jimmy V Fund. It's the Play for K, and so that'll be a pink out celebration along with senior night against FAMU on Thursday night. So if you're in the area, come on out, wear your pink, and also just root on the Lady Bulldogs. Then you can see Bethune-Cookman as the front end of the doubleheader on Saturday, and then you see the march to Atlanta. And then here you see the standings. You can see where our men are. We're sitting in 9th place, but we are comfortable now into the, comfortably ahead now into the tournament. But now the key is, what can you do with the final games in the schedule? There's 6 left. So you see everybody's running and chasing up against Southern as they look like they're on their way to getting the number 1 seed down there in Atlanta. So top 10 teams make the tournament. A&M is in, but it's all about improving that seed now. And then last but not least, here's the women. The women are right there. They're 1 game out of the first place tie between those 3 teams ahead of them. They still play Southern. So they've got some things ahead of them. They got a chance to do some things and improve their seed as they get ready to finish this stretch to head to Atlanta. So big shout out to basketball.
Big shout out to basketball, especially women. I really got to give a shout out to the women's, because though we're sitting in that I guess it would, 4th place win, I guess would be
4th place. Mm-hmm.
4th place right now, but we have a great and awesome, the best overall record, and our Lady Bulldogs have been working extremely hard. So at that game that they got coming up Thursday, man, y'all please make sure y'all go out and and support those ladies. Coach Thornton, she's been on here multiple times, and she's always requested come out and support the Lady Bulldogs. Come cheer them on. They need you guys in the stands. So go out there and support those ladies.
Yep, and bring your, as she likes to say, big energy, man.
Bring your big energy.
Big energy. So yeah, looking forward to that, man. Looking forward to that. All right. So the other thing that we have going on, and is great with our theme tonight, we've got the SWAC Indoor Track Championships coming up on this Saturday and Sunday, and I'm looking forward to officiating in it for the second time. I was in it 3 years ago on in 2022, and that's the first time I met Coach Murphy, and we had a real good conversation then, and we've had really good chemistry ever since. And I'm grateful that I always get a chance to talk to him, and also remember not just their team, but remember a lot of the time that I was a former Bulldog track and field and cross country athlete, and also on behalf of all the other former Bulldog track and field and cross country athletes that may be watching, man. This is a night to celebrate. So Dave, let's bring them all on, man. So first off, we got Coach Murphy, and then we've got sprinter Layla Gaynor, distance runner Brevin Kivitok, and then we got our throwers Amaya and Ezekiel Salama. Good evening, track and field. Great Bulldog evening.
Great evening.
Man, our athletic director, man, he got me so programmed to make sure that we see that great Bulldog evening. So, SWAC Indoor Championships, man. Here we are again, down there in Birmingham, going down Saturday and Sunday. So, we know you guys have been real busy, been hard at work. You guys have had meets almost pretty much every other weekend during indoors, so it's a lot to discuss. So let's start off with Coach Murphy. You've been on this show 3 times. Folks know who you are. So let's start with the athletes and introduce themselves. So let's start with Amaya first. Introduce yourselves for the folks.
Hi, everyone. First of all, thank you for having us on the show. But hi, my name is Amaya Mitchell-Howard. I am a junior psychology major from East Hartford, Connecticut. Like you said, I'm a thrower. I throw shot put, weight throw, and hammer.
All right. Then Brevin.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Brevin Kibitok. I'm a computer science major. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya, and I do distance. Thank you.
All right. Layla.
Hi, my name is Layla Gaynor. I'm a junior psychology major from Baltimore, Maryland, and I run long sprints, so I run the 2 and the 4.
All right, and then last but not least, Zeke Salama.
Yes, greetings. I am Ezekiel Salama, a mathematics major here at the illustrious Alabama A&M University. And on the men's track and field team, I am a thrower where I throw, weight throw, hammer throw, and discus. Sometimes shot put. I just leave it at that. Yes.
Man, that sounded like the commercial.
Yeah.
That's how I like the A&M commercial on that they put on TV.
You part of SGA?
I am, yes.
That's I knew it.
Yeah, man. So Murph, man. So now here you are, man. This is your 4th season, man. Can you believe that? 4th season already. As a head coach.
Time is definitely flying here on the hill, but enjoying every moment. Definitely watching this team develop, see the program to where it is, and see people like Ezekiel Salama and Layla Gaynor, who were in the first recruiting class, and see what's going on here. I'm definitely excited to be here on the hill, and I'm ready to do it again.
All right, Dave, get it started, brother.
Yeah, so you gave your spiel about the first time you met Coach, but I met Coach when they came here to Charlotte. They had a competition at UNC Charlotte, and I can't remember how I even found out. It was real last minute, but the moment that I heard that we had Bulldogs in the Queen City, I let the alumni chapter know. And again, it was last minute, so a lot of them couldn't make it out. But me and another chapter member came out there, and I got the opportunity to talk to some of the players, get some pictures, and talk to Coach Murphy as well. So it was really great meeting you guys. I want to ask, we got the championship coming up. Talk about some of the preparations that you guys are working on with this championship. Last year we had both teams finishing in 8th place. So talk about the preparation to hopefully we'll finish higher than eighth place spot.
So last year, there was actually a tornado that came in, so you got to condense to a 1-day format. So
okay.
We just didn't have the depth to really go back to back the way we wanted to. We have much more depth, filled several holes this year, and we're definitely looking forward to a great championship experience. Although we're very young, but I think we have the pieces. As you see, we have newcomers who have come in and set the tone and gel pretty well what we had.
Yeah. Now, now to my throwers, all right. School record holders. I mean, there's school records plenty on this screen here, but to my throwers, okay.
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Yeah, well, go ahead, take it, Dave. Go ahead. I'm not gonna steal your thunder. Go ahead.
No. It wasn't gonna be a question, but I was just gonna add to what you were saying. Breakers on the screen.
All right. So Amaya and Zeke, man, both of y'all, because you guys are throwers alike. Throwing the weight throw. First off, Amaya, of course, I know what the weight throw is, but Amaya, explain the weight throw to folks that may not know.
So weight throw, which is actually my favorite event, it's the big, heavy ball. You do all the turning with, and you throw it. Throw it as hard as you can, as far as you can.
Yeah, and it's it's just an indoor event, and you don't throw the discus indoors, even though you definitely don't want to throw the hammer throw indoors neither. So Zeke, talk about your your throwing, and just talk about like the throwing technique and all the training that goes into it, man.
Yes, as you were talking about like building up to championships, a lot of this week has been like primary focus on technique and like technical work and just getting the fine-tuning the details and stuff like that so we can like peak at performance. But just going into like the throws, like going into training, like the way we train is in like terms of we're doing our step downs, we're doing finishes, and we're just using the bands, whatever it may be, just to help just like make sure we're stepping where we need to step so that translates into the ring. We also do different types of mock meets so that we get, some of that adrenaline flowing. Okay, you only got 3 throws right now. What are you going to do when it's time to get in that circle? Yeah, it's just a little something.
Yeah, well, our athletic director, Dr. Paul Bryant, wanted to let you know, Zeke.
Okay.
You still can't out-throw me.
Okay.
Let me ask the athletes. So I don't think we have. The last time we had track athletes on, we didn't ask this question. Well, I didn't ask this question, but how did you guys choose the event or the sport that you are participating in? Like, how did you know that was the sport that you want, or I guess would be the sport that you guys wanted to compete in, or should I say event? Is it sport or event? Is it event better? Okay, that particular event. So throwing, but with the runners, distance, hammer. I'm not that savvy with track and field at all. So if I mess something up, please forgive me.
I got you.
All these different events that you guys are competing in, how did you know that this is going to be your event that you wanted to compete in? We can start with Maya, Brevin, Layla, and then Ezekiel.
So I actually have a very interesting story. So for those who don't know, I actually just started doing track and field my freshman year of college. I was recruited to play basketball in college, and then God had other plans, and then I started doing track and field. Originally, I was introduced to shot put, and it was fun. And then I'm actually a transfer student for Bethune-Cookman University, and we had a new throws coach, and he was like, "Who wants to learn the weight throw?" I was like, I don't know, look kind of heavy. And he was like, "You're strong, you got it." So, he taught me the technique, and it actually was really, really fun. And then I went into the first meet at Birmingham, actually saw A&M, and I actually won my flight and made it to finals. And I'm like, okay, I think I could do this for real. And I up my stats, and here I am throwing a 17.2. Didn't think that would ever be the case, but I actually love it. It's very, very fun. And I can actually say weight throw is my thing.
Nice. Okay, yes, sir, Brevin.
As you all know, I'm from Nairobi, Kenya, and Kenya is known for distance running.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it runs in the blood. The culture back there. You just run distance. We have some great distance runners, and the thing that actually made me choose distance is back in high school I used to play soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and I used to outlast people. I used to like finish playing the game, and I feel like I haven't done anything. I still feel fresh. And then my track and field coach back in high school, actually he approached me and asked me if I can do track, and I said yes, why not? Let me try it. And then I ended up. Actually, I was doing the 400. There was a sprinter back then. And then I ended up going to the nationals level, and then I told myself, this is my thing. I'll focus on track.
Nice. I love that. Okay, Miss Layla.
So those are some interesting stories. My story is not that interesting. I've been running track since I was 7 years old. And when I was younger, I started off as an 800-meter runner, but around middle school, the pain of running the 800 really caught up to me. So then I transitioned to the 400. So that's how I got into the 400 in high school. And then the 200, I never really took it seriously until I got here because I didn't think I had the turnover for that. But over the past few years, I've been coached to do that. So that's kind of how I got in the 2 and the 4.
Okay. And Mr. Ezekiel.
Yes. So back in middle school, really all my life, I was fortunate enough to play 5 sports. Yes, 5 sports are tennis, basketball, football, track, and golf. So with that being said, as my career, I guess, from middle school on to high school, kind of developed I got bigger, my body, I got stronger. And it just, football was an option, but concussions, injuries, and stuff like that. But the door was open for track. I talked to Coach Murphy. I was like, okay, I kind of want to do something in track. I was doing AAU, USATF throughout the summers while I was training in high school. And it just, the window of opportunity was open, and I was able to be a track athlete. And just throughout this time that I've been on a track team, I not only see develop on the track, but develop, whether that be through leadership development, whether that be teamwork, and it was just interesting. I was just thinking about that today, just the amount I've grown while being on a track team and just in a sport in general. But yeah, so I started with 5 sports, kind of condensed to 1, but I'm still involved in my other sports though.
Yeah. So Bravin, like I said, distance runners, man, it was funny for me. I actually became a distance runner by accident when I realized I wasn't fast as a sprinter. But the story that you just told about being a soccer player and also coming from Kenya, we know about the heritage that they have there. But running a 153 in the 800 indoors and setting the school record. First off, congrats to you on that. And I know that you can go a lot faster because I see it in your face.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to seeing how low you can take it. But just for people out here, man, just talk about the training that it requires for you to be able to be a distance runner and to run 2 laps basically all out, because the 800 is a sprint now.
Yeah. So to be a distance runner, first of all, you need to have the patience, the perseverance. You need patience. Patience is key. And also consistency. First of all, you just start small, start with doing 4 miles. If you are a starter, if you're a beginner, you can just start with 3 miles, 2 miles, and then build slowly, because it takes time. It's not like sprinting. Sprinting is more talent-based. Anybody can be a distance runner, literally anybody. You just need to put in the work, be patient, trust in the process, and you'll be great.
That's awesome. So, all right, Reese will help you out. All right, he said, "Can somebody
How many
explain this
times
in
around the
football
track is
terms?
that?
I'm not too keyed in on track."
Yeah, we
Okay.
need that. How
All
many
right.
times
So
around the track is that?
all right. So let's do this. All right. So here we go. All right. Everybody knows what the 100 is. Everybody knows the 100-meter dash. You see it all the time. You see the 200. The 200 is half the track. It's a sprint. The 400, one lap around. Right, Layla? One lap around. Right, Layla?
Yes.
All right. 800, 2 laps. That's why I said it's a 2-lap sprint. Then you also have your other distance events. You have the 1500, right? Indoors, you run the 3000. Outdoors, indoors, you have the 5,000. Outdoors, you also have the 10,000. You also have a steeplechase. All right. So for the women, it's 30 inches on the barriers at 3,000 meters, 36 inches on the barriers for the men. You've also got hurdle events. You have for the women, you have 100-meter hurdles, 33-inch hurdles, 10 hurdles that you cross. For the men, in college, 42 inches, all the way up top, 4 feet, jumping hurdles, 10 of them in the 110 hurdles. You've also got the 400-meter hurdles. For the women, the hurdles are all the way down on 30 inches. The men are up on 36. Okay? Those are your events. And then for our throwers, you've got indoors, you have the weight throw. You also have a shot put. Outdoors, you have the shot put, you have the discus. You also have the hammer, you also have the javelin. And then for those that love the jumps, you've got long jump, triple jump, and then you also got high jump and you got pole vault. Ladies and gentlemen, that is track and field.
You know,
All
I
right.
would think the hurdles because of the height of the hurdle, right? And then the spaces between the hurdles. I would think that's the most challenging because I don't know what the distance is between each hurdle, but it doesn't seem like it's enough space to keep that same momentum going and then jump over a hurdle. Probably why I see some people busting their faces because what's the distance between that, coach? What's the space
Murph, help
between
him
the
out,
hurdle?
man. Help him out, Murph.
8.8.
Obviously
So
not.
in meters, it's meters. So we don't do feet. We don't do feet. So about 25 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That
also,
might be
Dave,
me.
by contrast, a lot of so it's 7 step, 8 steps in the 100s and the 110s if you're really good between
Yeah.
hurdles.
To get to the first hurdle, and then you go 3 from
Yep.
every step after that. So I
Yep.
can see, but like the 400 hurdles, imagine the hurdles. Imagine 4 cars, probably about 6 cars laid out right between the hurdles. Right, that's the car length between the 400 hurdles. Right. So
Okay.
we have an athlete who his stride pattern, he only takes 13 steps between that. There are other people with their stride pattern is different. They may take 15. And then if you're off or you can't hit in a rhythm, you have to switch legs on a hurdle on the far side. So it's a lot of math.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then last but not least, before we get back to this, you have relays. 4x100 relay, 4x400 relay.
Yeah,
Four
put
by
me in the
400
relay.
meter relay is always the last event of every track meet. And usually, if it's a conference meet like you're getting ready to see these young people run in, it gets really loud. You get a lot of team unity running in that. All right. So, Layla Gaynor, for you, all right, running the 400 and also running the 200. All right. Talk a little bit about the training for the folks that you have to deal with.
So running the 4 and the 2 are sprinting events, so it's a lot of technicalities with that as well. I can say mostly it's speed-based training and not as much endurance-based training as you may think, although you still need endurance to get around the track for both. So I can say that's where it comes down to the technicalities because the smallest difference you can make can take a second off. I know for me, I know a lot of my changes this year have been strength training. That's really been helping me. And to think that just that small difference could make such a big impact on my running is very significant.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I want to piggyback a little bit what I asked the athletes earlier. I'm going to direct it to Coach Murphy because all of you guys' stories were interesting. How you got into your sports, but well, your events. Coach, has there ever been a time where you had an athlete who, let's say in high school they did one event, you might have recruited them and want them to do another event, and they kind of were just giving a little bit of pushback on that event? What's your approach like when you recognize an athlete? Okay, yeah, you may have done this in high school, but on the collegiate level, I might want to put you doing this.
I think your transparency is the main thing. So if during a recruiting process, if you think they may be successful in something else, make sure you talk to them prior to them getting on campus so that they're not blindsided. But there have been situations where a young person comes to campus and they arrive and they may hit a wall in training, but they're getting big. They're showing signs that they could be successful somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've had a young lady prior. She had in high school, she did the 400 hurdles, but she ran the 800. But she was really strong. She was able to had a high threshold. So I thought about it. I was like, cross country, pretty good. Would you be interested in steeplechase? She was, a New Jersey girl. She was pretty tough, but she was only 5'2". And she was like, Coach, she's too tall. Next thing you know, this girl ends up graduating. She runs 4:57 inside in the mile. She wins the conference in 2 years in a row steeplechase, and she ends up running 17:15 for 5K. But sometimes you have to talk through it and see if they're willing to do it. Because in track and field, if you're not into it mentally, you're never going to have success.
Yep.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And let's stick with that. All right. So let's start with Amaya. Let's talk about the mental approach to throwing, right? So what is your typical, let's just say this is meet day, all right? As just take us from, your preparation, getting ready to the competition all the way to like when you check in and you start warm-ups. What's that process like for you?
So, like Zeke said, recently we've been doing a lot of drilling. The mock meets really, really help because you go in there, you have 3 throws. That's exactly how it is when you enter the ring. You get 3 throws, you make the best of those throws. My approach, I'm always going to pray before I do anything. So I ask God, ease my mind, calm my body down, go in there calm. I always say hashtag be calm to be funny, but like that's really real because you can't go in there hectic. It throws off your technique. You start doing stuff that you never ever do. So the goal is to go in there, take what you practice and translate it into the ring. You only get 3 throws. So go in there, just be confident, trust in yourself, and have fun. That's the key thing. Really, really go in there and have fun.
Yeah, I love that.
Now, I like when, and later I'm going to throw this question at you because this is what I read on the sports website, that when you competed in the 400, I want to make sure I get it correctly. That's the event that you won, right? And you competed against, it was Florida State and UAH. I guess I wanted to know, how it felt that you beat out 2 PWIs. And I asked that because, there's always that narrative that athletes from HBCUs can't compete with the athletes that attend PWI. So if you could talk about, well, if there was a feeling, what was your thoughts going, into that particular event with those? I can't remember which event or which competition it was, but I know that you competed against Florida State and UAH.
I can say that was kind of a very small thought. And I think I brought it to Coach Murphy, and he just reminded me that it was just another day. And that's kind of been like my motto this season. I've been taking practice so seriously that the track meets now just feel like another day of practice. So they don't really come with the anxiety that the track meets used to come with. And
Mm-hmm.
that's been like a mindset, the calming factor for me. Because then you remember, like, you train for the race the same amount of times that the other girls have trained. And then it's also a mental thing. So you can't psych yourself out because then you'll psych yourself out the race. So that was really it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah. Now we'll go a little bit serious here for a moment, and then we'll get into the fun stuff. We promise we'll finish with the fun and the funny stuff. I want to talk about this weekend here with the SWAC championships now. All right. So Amaya, what besides the weight throw, you're also throwing shot put, correct?
Correct.
All right. And Ezekiel, same thing.
Incorrect. No, I'm just throwing weight throw.
Okay, no shot put, but weight throw.
Yes.
All right. Layla, I know we're gonna see you. Well, you tell everybody, what are you running this weekend?
This weekend, I'm doing the 200, the 400, and the 4x4.
Okay. And so we know that you got to qualify in the 200. You got to run the qualifiers in the 400. So you could potentially be running 3 races on. No, you will be running 3 races on Sunday. 3 finals on Sunday.
Yes.
We speaking prophetic here. All right. Bravin, what's your workload? I know you have. Are we doing distance medley?
Yes.
All right. And then you're going to qualify in the 800?
I'll do the mile this weekend.
Okay. So you got the mile and you have the distance medley. What else you got?
The 5K.
All right. Now, for those that wonder what the distance medley is, it's a relay.
I was just about to ask.
Yeah, it's a relay that's at the end of the first day. You start off with a 1,200. First person runs 1,200 meters. Then they hand off. The next guy runs 400 meters, then 800 meters, and then you finish with the 1,600. My senior year, I actually anchored our distance medley relay. I ran 1,600. We actually scored. I was so happy to get a point.
What you split, Wayne? What'd you split?
4:37. But I had ran before that. Get this. I ran the 3K to start off the day. Then I ran a qualifier in the mile. So anchoring the distance medley was my 3rd race of the first day.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. That's why we had to do a toss up, because the 8, the mile, and the DMR are all too tight.
Yeah. But you gotta have that DMR, man. So Bravin, who else is running the DMR with you?
Juan Osorio. We have Kodei Otusajo, and also we have Talil Atkins.
Awesome. Yeah, all right. I know Talil's running that 400. We had him on here last year. Layla, who's running the 4x4 with you?
It'll be me, Shelby Sanders, Kaylin Johnston, and who was the fourth person, Coach Murphy?
Victoria?
Yes, Victoria Smith.
Hey, you better make sure you got that relay card right, because I'm going to see it when y'all come to check in. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead, Dave.
So with all the different events that you guys are involved in, what is you guys' nutrition like? Because I'm thinking that with the different events that you participate in, that your nutrition might be a little different. So I guess each one of you can kind of take that, or maybe one of you could just take it if you will, or maybe Coach Murphy, you can answer the whole thing for us.
No, I think they can pretty much tell you, like, one of the things I tell them: make sure your plate looks like a rainbow. You know, make sure that the protein the size of your palm, and make sure you have at least 4 colors on your plate. At the end of the day, you can't be out here doing the fried chicken Tuesday thing, and you'll be okay.
Right. Anything you guys want to add to that?
But I will say one thing is this: they definitely take full advantage of the fueling station. They're always hitting that stuff up. Shout out to Dr. Brian and the administrative team putting that together, because the student athletes are definitely totally enjoying it.
Yeah,
is that the fueling station?
Yeah, fueling station. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, talk a little bit about that. What is that?
Which one of you guys want to talk about that?
Go ahead, Amaya.
Talk about it, because they know my face in there. I go there every day. So to go off your first question, hydration and protein is key. Us throwers, we lift very, very heavy. Our sport, we have to be able to be strong and throw. So making sure we cover properly is definitely imperative. So hydration, electrolytes, water. I go there. They have Cheez-Its, goldfish, protein bars, granola, everything. So for me personally, I try to eat 3 meals a day, because, we train 6 a.m. in the morning, our first throws practice, and then we have weights at 6 p.m. Have to make sure I have energy. That not eating stuff is not going to fly, especially this weekend. I'm going to need energy. I'm doing 2 events, shot and weight. energy. Got to be able to be strong.
Yeah.
Okay,
I want to hear about the nutrition for Brevin. What's that plan look like, man?
So mine usually take more carbohydrates, like literally a lot, because I burn like over 1,000 calories a day. Practically, usually eat like four times a day. Yeah, it's not like I want to eat, but I usually just I have to, in order to perform well, in order to run well. I don't really take much protein because I'm a distance runner. I don't really need to be big. I just need to be, light, fly. Yeah, and water is also key. I usually drink a lot of water, like 6 to 8 bottles a day. Yeah.
That's cool.
yeah.
All right, now, Dave, now it's time for our favorite question that you love to ask. I love it when you ask it.
Oh yeah. So my favorite question to ask the athletes is, what is your game day ritual? What are you doing to, prep your mind to get ready for these meets? And Mike, you talked a little bit about it earlier, but let us know if there's something special that you're listening to, or we had some crazy responses, on the show. We had players laying out outfits before the game, ironed all crisp, and prune juice before a game and things like that. So we want to know, what you guys do to prepare for the for your meets.
Okay, Coach Murphy, don't be mad at me, but I barely sleep. I barely sleep before the meet because I'm usually so excited. I usually have my stuff out right next to me, so when I wake up, get dressed, grab it. I listen to all kinds of music just to get me hyped. But like I said, I always pray before I do anything. But I got a new pair of Beats, blast my music. They're soundproof, so that's what I do. Just get hyped.
Nice. What about you, Brevin?
So before races, I usually, stretch, do like a 2 miles warm up, get my body heated up. And then I go to the physiotherapist and he massages my leg, to release some tension. And after that, I take some, what's it called? The liquid IV for hydration to get my electrolytes up. And then I'm just in the zone now, just waiting for the race.
Okay. Layla?
So I used to do a lot, but I found that doing a lot of things the night before kind of made it a little more nerve-wracking. And Coach Murphy has made us a competitive team, so we play Monopoly the night before our meets, which is a pretty long, extended game, but it's very fun. So that
I
kind
like
of
that.
relaxes us a little bit. It keeps us grounded. And then my meet day, I would say the same as Amaya. I listen to music and then I also pray before I run.
Nice.
Go
I
ahead,
like the
Z.
Monopoly.
Yeah, I love that too. Go ahead, Z.
Monopoly and Phase 10. We do be playing those games. For me,
Phase 10 is great. Oh man, if y'all haven't played Phase 10.
Goodness. Coach Murphy just wins all the time.
Make sure you let them know. Just let them know.
I'll leave that part out, right?
But for me, I would say the night before, weeks, even this week, like just prayer. That's one key thing to me, like in my prayer life, getting closer to God, and just knowing that, okay, you put in all the work through not even just this semester, but through the summer, and like taking the steps that you need, but just prayer, really. Pray when I wake up, pray when I'm sleeping, pray when I take a shower, pray when I'm at the meet, just being rooted in prayer, and just knowing that it'll all work out in God's plan. And that's just something that really calmed me like throughout this week. It's just like, okay, like it is what it is, because you also have to reap what you sow, but it is what it is in God's plan. So it's just like, just you done the steps, you did what you need to do. Hey, and they'll all come through. But yeah.
All right, I'm
Nice.
gonna set this next part up by just being transparent about what I used to do. All right, so what I used to do every time I ran cross country, high school and college, uh, the morning of, I would take a Sharpie and I would write "believe" on both feet. Then I would take some athletic tape.
You'll do what?
Yeah, I write with a Sharpie and black Sharpie on my feet, on my bare feet, believe on each foot.
Okay.
It would fade off with the sweat.
Yeah. I'm sure. I just want to make sure that
But
I
I would
heard
write, but
correctly.
I would write believe on both feet. And then I always was afraid while I was running a lot of these long distance races that my shoestrings would come loose. So I would take a piece of athletic tape and wrap it around my shoelaces to keep it from coming apart. And then the last thing I always did, always listen to the same two artists or groups entire time. Now I'm going to kind of date myself with this, but I'm leaving Ohio. I used to listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony almost before every single race, and also I used to listen to the late great DMX all the time. I used to listen to either one or two of those right before I would go to a race, because as a distance runner, that song would be in my head the entire race, and it would be something that I would go to when my body would feel tired, and then I would remember that I wrote believe on my feet. So it's just one of those weird things that I used to do that used to make me feel cool and confident. You can say it's a little bit superstitious, but now I set this up for y'all. I want to hear the weird and strange. It's just family. Let's hear it, man. What do y'all do? Go ahead, Maya. I see you laugh. I see you smiling. Let's hear the weird, but works for you.
So I have a tattoo on me that says God is within her, she will not fail. So I kind of hype myself up. I wrote my tattoo. I said, okay, girl, God is within you. You will not fail. Now go in the ring and go throw. That's what I do every time.
I love it.
Yeah. Bravin, what's up, man? What you got?
Usually, sorry. I usually have a Kenyan phrase that I usually just keep on telling myself in my mind, to keep pushing myself. It's bado moja. Bado moja, which means still have just one more kilometer, just one more mile. I keep on telling myself that, and then after I finish that mile, and then I tell myself just one more mile, just another one until I finish.
Yeah, man. Layla.
I would say I kind of have two things. The first thing would be when you run indoor, especially, your lips get really dry. So I have to find chapstick like right before I get on the line, or like it feels like my life is falling apart. And then my second one would be that for some reason, like my spikes have to feel like they're tied exactly the same. So I'll retie them like 10 times when they're really tied like the same every time, but it's a mental thing.
All right, I'm gonna look for that on Saturday. I'm gonna look for it when I put y'all on the line. I'm gonna see if you retie your shoes during the 200. That's funny, or the 400 first. Zeke, what you got, man?
Not anything in particular, but like as phrases go, MTW, which is move the weight. Like, bro, it just sometimes just click. Like, bro, you gotta move the weight. You gotta actually throw, because like, and look, it's easier said than done. Like, you actually have to bring the implement around and throw it. Like, but it's just move the weight, MTW, move the weight. Man.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. I love that. All right, Murph, I'm not gonna let you go because as coaches, you got some things too. So what you got?
Yeah, got to hear coach.
For me, I got to make sure I have like 3 stopwatches in my pocket, and I gotta like every morning I eat the same thing for breakfast before meet. I literally eat the same thing, and I drink out like the same mugs. The student athletes probably come to my office and they probably know Coach Murphy. They have stuff sit in a certain place, but I eat the same breakfast before the meet starts. I put my stuff down. I put 3 stopwatches in my pocket, and I just go to work.
Love it.
I like that. So what are you guys doing outside of track? Whether it be whether it be other things that you guys are involved in on campus, things you're doing, when you're not, studying, when you're not, practicing. What are you guys doing that's just like regular students on the hill? And you too, Coach Murphy. But we'll start with the students first.
Yeah, start with Layla. Go ahead, Layla.
So I would say I do a lot of community service through my sorority, aka. So that's really what I balance my time with track, other than school. I would say those two.
Okay. And let's go with Ezekiel next.
As I am a man of very versatile talents and abilities, the things that I do
College.
on campus are I'm a university Echo student ambassador, where I basically the face of the university. I was just at a tour this afternoon, giving out tours for people. I'm also in the SGA. I serve as the athletic senator, so I'm also busy with that. Honors program scholar, busy doing community service, doing different events like that, and also serve as the track team's representative for the student athlete advisory committee. So it's a lot of stuff on top of schoolwork, and being not only a athlete, but also a student as well. But yeah, I just manage my time. I don't know how, but oh God.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's will, there's a way.
Yes.
What about you, Brevin?
As you all know, I'm a computer science major. So I joined a club, the Google Developer Students Club, which fosters learning and collaboration in technology. It also provides, we also do workshops, seminars, and sometimes hands-on projects to help us develop, practical skills in areas like software development.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And Miss Amaya.
I'm a member of the psychology club. I am also a member of the NAACP. I'm very active in my church, Progressive Missionary Baptist Church. I also do community service like Layla, and I'm also a team representative as well.
Nice. And what about you, Coach?
For me, I try to. Well, I'm in a book exchange right now, so try to read at least one book a month. Most recently, Coach Bondi from tennis coach, we share books and we've been challenging each other some thoughtful stuff. But I'm pretty much a book person and loving Netflix. Pretty much.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Netflix.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
ask that because, a lot of times we're just so focused on the athlete part, right? We never get a chance to, talk to the students and see what they're like outside or what they like to do outside of the sports that they're participating in. So I wanted to make sure I asked that to, the people who are watching, so they get, an opportunity to see what you guys are doing outside of the sports you participate in.
Definitely. I think that's key. But I think one of the things that we do here at A&M that's really good is make sure we're student centered in everything that we do, and make sure they understand that athletics is only maximum probably 3 hours a day. It's the 21 hours away from the track that really make you and build you. So we got to make sure that we're challenging them to be civic leaders so they can become the talented TEF. And, each one teach one. It starts now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now I want to talk about here as we get to the end of the segment here. I want to talk about where you guys are from. Let me start with Brevin because you're from Kenya, man. So what was that like? Coming from Kenya. First off, how long is this the first time that you've come? Like being in college, is this the first time that you came to the United States?
Yes.
Okay. So what was that like coming from Kenya, man, coming to Alabama?
Yeah, I came, it was July last year. It was really hot. I'm telling you, like, I was sweating. I was sweating. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna survive, But again, I later came to understand that, there's like 4 seasons. In Kenya, usually we don't have any. It's just warm. It's just good temperature. Like I know in degrees, like 26 degrees Celsius. But here, life here is good. It's kind of different from Kenya. You guys have a lot of cars here. Kenya, you don't have that many cars. And the food is different. At first it was hard for me, but I came to adapt. And what else? Yeah, I can say it's a great experience. Coming to America. America is a good country. It's a great country.
Yeah, and so
Nice.
what about your family back in Kenya? Like, how often do you get a chance to talk to them?
As I talk to my siblings try 3 times a week because of the time difference.
Hmm.
When here it's day, in Kenya is night. When Kenya is at night, here is day. So we try and organize, because I also have a busy schedule here. Try and make some time, and then we talk. And my dad is here, so usually it's good. Usually talk, now and there.
That's great. Uh, let's talk about like where you're from and just your family and the influence that they've had on you, to help you get to where you are at this point.
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so I'm a little bit far from home. I can say my parents really encouraged me to go to school out of state because they wanted me to be independent for a little bit. So I can say that really helped to push me to Alabama, because from Baltimore, you think of Alabama, you think of like horses and things like that. Because we just don't talk about Alabama and Baltimore. But then we get here and we're like, okay, it's not like that.
That was
Yeah.
my impression when I first came to Alabama as well. I'm from Chicago originally, and
Yeah.
um, yeah, Huntsville was not what I thought it was. I had the same mindset. I did.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so Amaya, talk about where you from even a little bit more, and just, and then, you went to Bethune Cookman and talk about just like, just talk about that whole process, man.
So I am from East Hartford, Connecticut. Like I just told Zeke yesterday, Connecticut is small, but it's mighty. There's a lot of great athletes up there. The culture up there is great. My family has always been behind me 110%, has always supported me through every step of the way. I wouldn't be where I am without them. I'm super thankful for them. Connecticut is very cold. The snow that we're supposed to get tomorrow is nothing compared to up north. I would just like to say that. Um, my transition from Florida to here, me and Coach Murphy were just talking about this yesterday. It was good. I feel like I'm at home on the hill. It was definitely hard leaving Florida, though. I was 5 minutes from the beach. So it was definitely different. But I'm thankful for my past experiences at Cookman, and I'm thankful for where I am now.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Zeke, you get to you
Yes.
get to anchor this, man.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm from Shelbyville, Kentucky, about 5 hours away from here. But really, what attracted me to the university, I would say, is my family. Like a lot of my family went here, so it's kind of like kind of had to go to A&M. But like just being on campus, it's Alabama is similar to Kentucky in its ways. But I would say, in my view, like just being in Huntsville and just being on campus is like different than anywhere else. And just like the vibes and energy, just even stepping foot on campus, it just felt like I was at home. Like the people line dancing, the band playing, it just felt like I belonged and I was like at home. Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, Coach Murphy and group, I'm just so thrilled that I'm going to get a chance to see you all this weekend. So excited about your progress. The school record holders, the more records that are to come. You guys are gonna go out here and you guys are gonna do a great thing. Even though I'm officiating, in spirit, in spirit. So if I look across and I do one of these, Murph, you know what that means. But in all things, though, I wish you all the best of luck as you head on down there. And then also when you guys finish with indoors, man, you got a whole outdoor schedule coming too. Murph, talk a little bit quickly about the outdoor schedule before you guys go.
Yeah, our outdoor schedule's pretty competitive this year. The one thing we do is try to make sure student athletes are run a competitive schedule, and we're always trying to level up. So our outdoor schedule this year, we'll be going to USF for the Alumni Invitational. We'll be at UAB for making sure that we're representing in the state of Alabama. We'll be in Georgia Tech. We'll also compete at Vanderbilt, and University of Alabama, the Crimson Tide Invitational. So we have 2 meets within the state of Alabama prior to going to the SWAC championship in Baton Rouge. The one thing is we'll look like we'll go definitely try to make sure we continue to push towards the national level. This year, NCAA first round will be in Jacksonville, Florida, just the week after the holiday. So we're definitely looking forward to continue to have great progress and try to keep pushing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so Coach Murphy, Amaya, Bravin, Layla, Zeke, best of luck this weekend. Thanks for joining the show, and look forward to seeing many happy returns.
Thank you for having us.
Hey, anytime.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work, guys.
Yep.
There you
Go
Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs.
All right. See y'all.
Yeah.
And off they go. All right, Dave. That was and everybody, that was the track team, man. Great stuff tonight.
Now
So,
wait, isn't the championship, we're gonna be able to watch that online, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you will. And it's funny because Mo Carter just sent me a text here. He said, enjoying your show with the track team. Can't wait to see them in action on Sunday. Mo Carter is going to be calling the action on the SWAC Digital Network. So on Sunday, you can catch the finals. So Saturday is going to be qualifications. They're also going to have the 3,000 meter run. That's what's going to start the running on Saturday at noon. So that's going to be a final, and then you're going to have qualifications in the 60 hurdles, 400, 200, and then they're going to have the distance medley relay to end the day on Saturday, and then on Sunday you'll have the finals of everything. So SWAC Digital Network Sunday. It's going to be a quick one, so it'll be about a 4-hour meet on Sunday. But yeah, if you can catch it on SWAC Digital Network, Mo Carter gonna be calling it. Yours truly will be there working it, and it'll be at the Crossplex there in the city of Birmingham. And Carmen Mays, I like this. The city of Birmingham is delighted to host the SWAC Indoor Championship. Welcome to City Council District 8, home of the Crossplex, Legion Field, as well as historic Rickwood Field. Rickwood Field is going to host the SWAC baseball tournament in May. So nice. Shout out to you, Carmen Mays. Thank you for that nugget of information. Looking forward to it this weekend.
And if you're in the Birmingham area, definitely go and check them out and go and support them.
Absolutely. And then also, as we mentioned earlier, make sure you guys, you all support the basketball team coming up. I'll pull this slide up here again. This is the men. So the men are back in action on Saturday, hosting Bethune-Cookman, and then Monday night against FAMU. Both of those teams have shot up into the top 4 of the SWAC. So, definitely want to catch those because those are the last 2 home games of the season for the men. And then they're on the road for the last 3, and then they head into the SWAC tournament. And then, as I said before, make sure you come out on Thursday night, 6 p.m., there in Alabama for FAMU senior night, Play for K, the Pink Out. I'm looking forward to being there with everybody, and you should too. Everybody that's in the area, come on out. And then their home finale will be Saturday afternoon against Bethune-Cookman before they hit the road as they lead up to the SWAC tournament. All right. So, Dave, any final thoughts on tonight, man?
No, man, it was good having the athletes on. I enjoyed listening to their stories, especially the ones how they chose their particular sport or their event.
Yeah, I love that, man. I love that. Yeah, I love track and field, as you may imagine. I'm looking forward to getting down there. I just love to just see, hear the stories and just see all the things that goes on. And, my boy, Coach Murphy, things as always, So, everybody, make sure that you are supporting the Alabama A&M 150 campaign. Make sure that you're making your donations. What's important is if you're going to give your $1,500, make sure you do that because we're raising that money this year, y'all. We got those projects that they're looking to do, big initiatives. All right. Yep. So as always, go Bulldogs. Just Dave, Wild Wayne Cartwright. We'll see you next week, next Tuesday. God bless you. Good night. We love you.